Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome to Madden NFL 25. Before you hit the field, take a quick look at your accessibility settings. Adjust the Let's customize your game and set up a few options. Feel free to change them all again in the settings menu. It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll see which side of Pennsylvania is better in this one. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's coming up next.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill, maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. Exactly right.
It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
I'm sure after he caught the ball and looked up, he thought to himself, uh-oh, trying to find some space, trying to make people miss. But a swarm of defenders were there, and they dropped him behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 31-yard line. Now it's Wilson. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. Wilson. He finds Pickens over the middle, and he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Zach Ball there on the tackle.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
They're going for it. This is Harris. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Calvin Austin from 8 yards out. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but my only thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
Set.
Hurts now hoping to make up for that pick 6. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And I think we're all starting to wonder with this early deficit, what will that do to their play calling? Do they feel like they have to be more aggressive? Because they're throwing to start the drive here, but it winds up incomplete.
It got his man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Hurts. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw.
And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and this defense will take over right at midfield. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. Now it's Wilson. And smartly going into the slide there, Wilson has enough for the first. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Here's Wilson to throw. Completes it to Austin. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. Short completion, just 4 yards, and now 2 yards to go on third down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Play action. Now Wilson. Pickens is there on the crossing route. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that, because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Throwing is Hurts. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. Pulled in at the 24. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. George Pickens and the Steelers headed back out for another series. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. That's going to be caught by Pickens. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Here's Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. It's complete to Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Throwing again here, Wilson. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. Wilson. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he'll just get rid of it.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now Wilson. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Give that sack to Kobe Dean.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Boswell's kick is good, and the route is on. It's 24-0. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. He's going to go up top again. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we everyone back in for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he'll weave all the way up to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
During the week, the special teams coach puts together a game plan that he presents to the head coach. And in every game plan, there's one big play that he points to the head coach and says, listen, when we need it, we can go to it. I think they did exactly that on that one.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Hurts to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Dotson in motion right. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. They'll set up a throw. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Eagles are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. So that, Charles, their first score of the ball game, obviously, coming here in the third quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question, and we'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
Hurts will throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Steelers offense and Russell Wilson headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Flushed out. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They go play action now. Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. Here's Cameron Johnston now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And taken right at the 35. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A punt return of 65 yards. And the Eagles are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, that doesn't wake up the home crowd. I don't know what will. That's a big-time return for a touchdown, and you know how much I love momentum plays.
Yeah, and like you just said, kind of gets this home crowd into it. We'll see how they handle it moving forward. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And it is good. That cuts the lead now to 11, 24-13 our score. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's got his guys set up great now. First and goal. And the Pigskin at the 7-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does. And I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame. And anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. The call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
Holding offense.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. To throw is Wilson. just shedding him off there. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's fourth. Here's Cameron Johnston now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. That's taken on the 25. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've clawed their way back into this game. First half, they were down pretty big. Now, all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. How have they done it?
First thing is what you just talked about, clawing their way back in. That means they've decided to go ahead and fight this thing out, which is great. The second part is they looked at where the problems were in the first half, figured out how to shore them up, and have now gone to that part of the playbook that is actually working for them. A few adjustments, a few changes, and really good execution.
Now we'll see if that trend can continue. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop it. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Wilson. And he's going to go down again. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he fields it cleanly. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free. And here we are in the 4th quarter.
Mike Tomlin has reached for that red challenge flag, and he'll throw it out there. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be
Pass
PI.
interference. Defense.
Well, he's got to have that wrong, doesn't he? They
Penalty
declined
is
that.
declined.
There's no doubt about it. Sorry to step on you there, partner, but let's go ahead and run this one together, right? Incomplete pass, yet they call pass interference, and somehow you're going to decline that penalty?
I'm so confused. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. This is caught. It's Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, 35 yards. And the Eagles have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Elliott now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So Russell Wilson in the offense. Down 28-24, 2:10 on the clock. And no other way to say it, they have blown a big lead, but a chance to rescue things late. Wilson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. Well, they'll come up now. This is second and long. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They'll come up now on second down. Now it's Wilson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's third and long. Here's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And the corner blitz gets him that time as he goes down for a short loss. Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. First and 10 here. Barkley inside handoff. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one. Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.